Hello, everybody, and welcome to part two of a video I was talking about. And let me see. Oh yeah, uh, I was going through the deal about this house that I picked up. But anyway, I ended up putting that house under contract. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and I didn't really know if I really wanted that particular property because earlier I was looking at another property with a realtor. It was a 2 unit, just like the one that I just picked up. And there was a real estate course that, like I said, all this is from a real estate course when I was in my early 20s. I was thinking about that other unit. Excuse me. Um, I was thinking about buying this other 2 unit because it worked out so great. But my other issue with that was I wouldn't be able to get it in the same type of loan package that I got this other one. So I was going to need to save some money, or I was thinking about getting someone to co-sign for me to help me get this other 2 unit. But in the meantime, this this particular deal came across my plate, and I seen an opportunity to come up with the monies to go get this particular 2 unit. So here's how this strategy worked. Um, I called the realtor that I was dealing with that other 2 unit, and we kind of bonded a little bit. We started talking, and his name was Barry, and I said, "Hey Barry, this is Matlock. You know that 2 unit. You know I've been going back and forth with you. Is it gone, or is it still? Is their offer still being accepted on the check?" He says, "No, it's still on the market." I said, "Okay, hey, but I got a reason I really called you is I got a house I just picked up, and I put it on the contract, and I want to get an idea of how much is it worth because I'm thinking it's going to need about 10,000, maybe 15,000 to just clean it up and get it back on its feet." And I offered these people 15,000 for it, and he says, "Well, where's it at?" I said, "It's on the same street I'm on, but 3, 4 blocks going that direction is going north." Yeah, north of my property. And he's like, "Okay, well, give me the address." And I gave him the address. He types it in. He says, "Man, that sounds like a really good deal. What's all wrong with it?" I said, "Well, it looks like it needs a new roof. That I can tell you for sure. And the shingles look really bad. It needs a good paint job on the outside. You can see a lot of the paint's peeling off in different places. They got all these screens, but I could tear all the screens off and just leave it alone. Um, take screens out and be done with it. The porch looks decent. It just needs to be painted, wood porch. And it's a single family with a basement. And when you first come in, it's got a really nice front room. Then you walk, and it's got the bathroom right there. And then it immediately, as you're walking down the hallway, you got first bedroom, second bedroom, the third bedroom, and then the kitchen's right here. And then when you go out on the back porch, it's enclosed and it takes you down the stairs to the basement. So it seems like a pretty nice place. But here's the other thing: it needs a lot of work, a lot of work. And the reason I say that is because when you walk into the kitchen, it's missing about 6, 7, 8, or 9 planks. You're basically looking into the basement. And he says, "Well, that don't really sound that bad." I says, "Well, I know. I'm just nervous because you know I really want that 2 unit that you got, but." And if I can't get that, then I might have to get this. And I think this one's going to take a lot of money, and I mean immediate cash. And I don't want to tap out my savings. So I'm I'm up in the air. I really don't know what I want to do just yet. And so tell me, how much does a house like this go for over there? And let's say I put in the 10,000 to clean it up and just get it move in ready. He says, "Well, if you fix that house up, that particular house, I'm looking at it right now. There is a couple of houses over there, and they're selling about 56 to $69,000. I'm going, "What? You got to be kidding me." He's like, "Yeah, that's a really good deal you got going on." He asked me about the structure itself. Is it real level? Is it sound? I said, "It's sitting on, it's a stone sides, and you walk up. So yeah, it's in real good shape. I said, just the only thing is the roof. Probably, if anything, the money is going to be in the roof and getting it shingled up and probably replacing the plywoods underneath it and doing the kitchen floor because you can see into the basement from there, and it looks like it's been like that for a long time because you can see trash that's stuck between the planks, and it's just scary looking. I didn't go in the basement because it seemed like it was so dark and dreary. I didn't want to go down there, so I'm quite sure at some point I'm gonna go back down there and really investigate it. But I seen everything I needed to see. He's like, well, I'll tell you what. Tell me what if you're gonna get it and what you want to do with it. Um, Other than that, is there anything else I can help you? And when I said, nah, I was just calling you because I needed to get some idea on that price range of that property. And that was pretty much it. So anyway, I hung up from him and I sat there daydreaming a little bit like, man, that's some pretty good money on this property. See, I was really reading that real estate course and here's the thing. Um, in another chapter, I don't remember what chapter it was putting together a deal. And in this real estate course that I took, this was a course that's just worth buying because back then it came with audio tapes. Audio tapes saying playing. This guy is just basically saying everything word for word how he structured deals. And I just happened to hear him talking about a particular deal and a particular rundown house and a particular thing. And then I went and opened the chapter and it had everything he had said and everything he would put on his contract and had pictures of the contract of what he how he signed it and what he put in there special instructions on what has to take place and an attached addendum. I mean, this guy loaded you with everything as if you were right there sitting in his office and he was doing the work for you. It was an awesome real estate program. They don't make programs like that anymore. These programs you buy today is a bunch of blah, 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 blah. Okay. And the reason I know is because I know so much about real estate. I read a lot of the blah, 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 blah. But they do have some little nuggets in there that I like to buy in some of these real estate courses. And it helps me to just sharpen my pencil a little bit better. But it doesn't really teach me anything but a couple of their little nuggets. Because why? Everyone always has a technique that they master or they bring to light that other people don't see and may not use. And sometimes those things help you, sharpen your pencil and do something else. And that's what I was saying about the course. I just happened to read another chapter and there was talking about some kind of other deal, and bam, there's that raggedy house. I seen it right there, and then I listened to the audio when I got in the car and was driving, and that's when it woke me up. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I know what to do with this deal. It's not the deal for me. I'm trying to force myself to figure out how to finance this thing and figure out how much debt I want to put myself in. And I really don't know much about real estate. I mean, rehab and construction yet. So I was lost. But when I heard him say he would take the contract on that particular property and he would find other investors that might be interested in a property because it just didn't sit well with his type of buying. And I'm going, that's exactly my situation. This is not sitting well with my type of buying. I am not in a position to go give these people $15,000 plus another 10 more $1,000 in repairs. And I knew the bank wouldn't finance because it was ragged out really bad. But, ragged out really bad, that's just a phrase. But to me, I'm hearing ching 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 ching. It was in really good shape, but it was ragged out to the homeowner. I wasn't telling them any better because why? He wasn't motivated anymore. Didn't have any desires for the property, so it really didn't make sense for me to tell him it's going to be a great deal for a great deal for me and a sad deal for you. So anyway, long story short, I called that realtor back up and Barry, and I said, hey Barry, this is Matlock again. I got thinking about this deal, and I really want that duplex around the corner. I really do want that duplex versus this house, and I don't think I want to spend the money. I'm going to offer you first. And if you don't jump on it, then I'm going to go ahead and offer to a couple other investors that I know. But I'm going to be selling this property about 10,000 to 15,000 over and above what I bought it for. And you have first option to put an offer in if you're interested, and if not, no big deal. But I'm definitely going to sell it off because I don't think I want to go through with it, and I'd rather sell off my sign off my contract to an investor that's got the cash that really it's going to take, because it's going to be a nice house, and everyone on that block is starting to improve the homes over there. So it's definitely got a good purpose to for somebody who's got the cash. And he's like, well, let me think about it. Well, Perry, Perry, I don't know why. Perry's somebody else I know, but Barry, he didn't give me 5 minutes off that phone. And he said, you know what, Ed? Phone rings. I answered. I said, hello. He says, yeah, Ed, this is Barry. I said, yeah. He says, man, I think we want to go ahead and do something with that deal. When can we get together? I says, well, I still want to go back over there and I want to look at that house, that duplex one more time, because I'm really interested in that place. And you told me you knew some people that might be willing to work with me to come up with some funds to help me get this property and put it under some kind of financing. So I'm curious of what you were talking about. But in the meantime, I'll bring the contract and in the assignment agreement assignment contract also for you to sign, and we'll set everything up, and I'll get in touch with you the following day and figure out what title company you want to have all this stuff done at, and you can give me the deposit at that time. So anyway, I sold the house, $10,000. Man, that was my money to go buy. Oh, bing, the duplex, so right around the corner. I was so excited. 26, going on 27, I think it was. No, I'm sorry, not 26. I was 23, 24. I think, yeah, 24. Yeah, I was just getting ready to turn 24. A year had gone by quick, man, because after you get involved for your first time, and like I said, I wasn't doing this as a real estate investor. I was doing this as spare things to do and to add to my own income. So again, many people will come across this video, and if you're looking to try to get rich quick, real estate is not a get rich quick. Real estate is a get rich slow, but you can do multiple things and make money. For instance, like I just did, I had no intentions on selling my rights and assigning my contract to make 10 grand, but it was 10 grand easy money that I just happened to learn from a real estate course, and the guy was walking me through step by step what he was saying on this, and how everything, even the copies of the contracts and what he would say with his initials and every single thing. The audio tape is just hitting me in my ear like he's sitting right there with me. I had no choice but to understand what he was talking about. He didn't say things in a trivial way that just kept making me wanting to know more, but needed more answers. You know what I mean? Real estate courses today just don't give you what you really need to know how to do what you need to do. And actually, I am going to be. I mean, it's ready. I haven't set the date yet of when I'm going to do this webinar, but I'm going to be doing a webinar on a system I created that is pretty much like right now what I'm doing for you with this video. I'm going to be telling you exactly how to do deals the way I learned it a long time ago. But I also learned some more things, and it didn't come from that real estate course. It was actually through a mentor. Uh, I, I, I have two guys that were buying real estate a different way than I was used to buying. They were buying creatively, and I wasn't familiar with how it worked. And they brought me on board. They were also training about 6, 7, 8 more people. The same system. How to buy real estate with zero money, and it was called Subject to. They were teaching it, and these guys knew their stuff. Okay, and I knew they knew what they were doing because they had already they had accumulated both of them between the two. They had over 100 homes, and they were partners. And I learned a lot from them, and I learned more than just sub two. I learned other things with them, and I still talk to them all the time because we're still connected on a couple of our properties that we all bought together. When I was being mentored by them, that's how they mentored. They mentored with hands on, and any deals that I brought on, they were a part of my deals. And so whenever I sell any of these houses, I'm going to have to give them a royalty off these deals. So, they were pretty smart about doing things, but they at least was teaching me how to do it, how to put deals together and make that money. And that was my portion of my fee to them. So when I cash out on any of those houses, they will cash out with me and have 15% of my royalties. And right now, any of the properties that I'm collecting on, they get 15% of the royalties of the cash flow. So they were pretty smart, but they were cool. They made themselves accessible anytime I needed help. Um, I can call them in a dime. I had access to their attorneys. I had access to a lot of things, and actually, over those years, I built a lot of camaraderie with everyone that was being trained by them, and we all became like this one large group of investors that pretty much a lot of people knew who we were, and um, kind of got an idea that we were out there and we was a group to be reckoned with because we were buying it up and we were buying stuff fast and we knew how to sell it fast. So it was fun, and it was right during that real estate crash when everything hit the fan. 2008, everything hit the fan. I don't think I didn't jump on the bandwagon until 2010 with them. Trying to learn this new way of financing because I wasn't really using it the way he was teaching it. For him to accumulate that many homes, I just wanted to figure out what was he doing differently. So anyway, I was bringing a lot of partnerships with my deals, and that didn't make sense when he was showing me, no, Ed, you don't really need to do that. We're gonna show you exactly how it's got to be done, and you can do it instantly, and literally 6 houses a month. Okay, so it was a good way to learn how to buy real estate, and I highly recommend if you ever want to buy real estate, find yourself a mentor. So anyway, this is part two of a video, and there's going to be a part three, and that's going to be it of this series of what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to go to the next and the final stage of what this topic is all about, and until then, I will talk to you later. Bye.